Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. My name is Susan, and we're going to do a nice little chair yoga class today. So, first of all, I want you to find yourself a nice chair to sit on. So I just have a wooden chair. So, something that's sturdy and comfortable. All right. Now, we're going to go through the breathing. All right. So, and I will always gently remind you about the breathing. So the breathing is in through the nose, out through the nose. Nice, long, full, smooth breath. You inhale completely. Always try and hold your breath for a couple of seconds and exhale. Always through the nose, all right? So again, I will cue you on the breathing when I say the next exhale or your next exhale is when we breathe. We always move on the exhale, all right? So do what you can. Relax. If something we do is not going to feel good for you or it's going to aggravate a condition or maybe cause you pain, think about it before you do it or try it. And there's always ways to make little adjustments, and I'll show you a bunch of different things you can try. And if it is not going to work, don't worry about it, all right? So do some nice gentle stretching and some nice beautiful breathing. So now what I want you to do is sit back in your chair. Sit back and relax. Now, I want you to pay attention to how your legs are set up. Ankle and knees are nice and lined up so you can relax your legs, all right? So we're going to start with our pranayama. We always start the class with a little bit of breathing. Prana is breath and pranayama is breath control. So just to kind of help you relax, all right? So every week I choose a different mudra, a different hand gesture, hand position. If it's not your cup of tea, put your hands on your lap and you can do it that way, all right? So that being said, this week we're going to breathe in Gaya Mudra, pardon me. Index finger, tip of the index finger connected with the tip of the thumb, excuse me. And palm up, resting comfortably on your lap. So Gaya Mudra stimulates knowledge and ability, and together imparts calm receptivity and inner peace. So close your eyes, lean back, sit back in your chair, and just breathe. Try to relax those shoulders and think about your breath. Continue on your own personal pranayama for the next 2 minutes. Just slow it down, slow everything down. Now's the time to draw up your day, settle your mind, and to set an intention for your practice today. Focus on any situation in your life that needs guidance from your higher self. It's time to lower the heart rate, lower our blood pressure, and lower our anxiety level. Try to find stillness in mind and body. For one more breath. On the next exhale, I'd like you to bring your hands together. Now, at this point, I want you to sit nice and tall in your chair. So, being aware of your posture. So straighten that spine as best you can. Let's rub our hands vigorously, activate our hand chakra. Hands onto your heart center, close your eyes. And let's take a nice long smooth breath together to tune out. Inhale. One more big breath. And on the next exhale, I'd like you to drop 3 fingers. Keep the index fingers together, preparing for Jupiter Mudra. So let's take a big breath. And if you can, exhale up as high as you can go. If this bothers your arms, your shoulders, bring your arms down and bring them down a little bit lower if you need to. Sitting tall in those sit bones, let's wake up that body, lengthen that spine, breathe. Breathing into Jupiter Mudra, which is good luck and expansion are activated when together focus your energies on breaking through barriers. One more breath. On the next exhale, bring the hands together, bring them down very slowly, and I want you to bring your hands right on your lap. Let's roll the shoulders out. Roll them out gently. And even if they're really tight or really stiff, do what you can. And when you roll the shoulders out, starting to recognize and releasing the tension that we hold in the upper body and the shoulders and the neck. And the more you do it, the better you feel, the looser they get. But there's no rush, not a race, all right? And also increases circulation in the upper body when you do that. Okay, great. So we're going to start with a gentle neck stretch from here. So just keep your hands on your lap, again, sitting nice and tall as best as you can. If you find that you can't sit super straight, then just go wherever feels good for you, all right? I don't want you to feel like you have to strain your body, all right? So from here, let's release the tension in the neck. So again, if you have issues with your neck, be very gentle and very careful. And if it doesn't feel good, come right out of it. Don't be shy. Ready? Take a big breath. On the exhale, I want you just to tilt your head over the right shoulder gently. Relax that right shoulder, relax your arms. Starting to release the little muscles, the left side of the neck. They're little tiny muscles. It doesn't take a lot for them to be compressed and tight. So let's see if we can start releasing them, releasing the tight nerves, the tight blood vessels. I think you're able to really get some deep oxygenation, some beautiful fresh blood flow into your brain, which will help you with your memory, your thought process, and your decision making. We're going to bow our head from here. If you can, just slowly roll it to the front. Releasing the back of the neck, the top of the cervical spine. One more breath. Rolling over to the left shoulder. Relax those shoulders. And we're going to roll our head to the back if you can. On the exhale, just look up to the ceiling a little bit. Releasing the throat. Excuse me. From here, bring your head up very slowly. Okay, let's do a shoulder shrug. So take a breath. On the exhale, I want you to bring the shoulders up and hug your ears as tight as you can. Squeeze, squeeze. This is a nice, easy, quick way to really let go of that tension in the shoulders and the upper body. One more breath. Exhale, let it go. Let them fall, let them go. And roll them out. Just roll them out. See if you notice the difference. Maybe they're just getting a little bit looser. All right, we're going to do this a few more times together, so you'll hopefully notice a little bit of a difference. Lovely. All right. So from here, we're going to do a lovely little shoulder stretch. So I want you to reach out with the right arm. Keep it nice and low. We're going to focus on the shoulders. So left hand holding on to the right elbow. So let me show you this one first before we go any further. All you're going to do is you're going to hold on to the elbow gently. You're just going to pull your arm. All right, you don't have to yank on it, pull it on gently. Now again, depending on how your shoulder feels, some people like to come way up here, some here, some here. So find a place that is comfortable for you. And again, when you start getting the stretch, you don't have to go far. You can if you want, but you don't have to. So let's try it. Left hand on the right elbow, sitting nice and tall. Big breath, exhale. Try to relax. If you want, you can put your right hand on the left shoulder and literally give yourself a hug. One more breath. From here, let's release. Now, let's try this side. Right hand on left. Now, my left elbow gives me a little bit of grief sometimes. So when I go way up here to do the stretch, it feels so much better than if I do it down here. So I do little adjustments all the time as well. And let's go. Pull it gently. Now, again, gentle. You don't have to be aggressive. You don't have to force your body. You find a place that feels good. And it's like you get to your edge, the place where you don't want to go any further. You don't have to. And let's release. Exhale. Come down, hands on the lap again, and roll them out. Roll them out. Okay, so we're going to do a nice little position called eagle arms. So this one here is specifically for the forearms, wrist, hands, and fingers. All right, so I'm going to show you the actual position, and then I'm going to show you another version, so if you can choose the one that's going to feel good for you. So let me give you a quick demo. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach out. I'm going to have my hands back to back. I'm taking the right hand, I'm reaching over, I'm going to grab my fingers gently, and I'm going to roll them in like this. So I have a very loose grip with the fingers, just like this. I'm going to rest my hands on my chest. Now, if this is going to aggravate, your forearms, wrist, hands, or fingers, all I want you to do is put your hands like this into Namaste prayer pose. That's it. Do it that way. It's a little bit easier. You're still going to get a nice stretch too. So let's see what we can do. Ready? Arms out. Right hand over the left. Lace the fingers together very loosely and then roll them in. Just rolling them in, getting a nice stretch into the forearms. Rest your hands, and if your hands are in Namaste prayer pose, just rest them on your chest. Take a breath. On the exhale, all I want you to do is look up to a little bit of a back bend. Look up to the ceiling. Breathe. Pay attention to that breath. Every breath you take is long and smooth. One more. On the exhale, now I want you to bow your head, round the shoulders, round your back. If you can, bring the elbows onto your lap. That's it. One more breath. Exhale, come up very slowly. Now, keep your hands in this position a bit longer. You can release them from your chest now. Take a breath. On the exhale, I want you to look to the right as you bring your hands and your arms to the left. Just a little bit. You don't have to go far. So this is a nice, you can feel this nice gentle stretch perhaps into your back muscles. A little stretch into the right shoulder area. One more breath. Exhale, come to center slowly. We're going to go to the left. Right, hands to the right. We're going to look to the left. Ready? Exhale. One more breath. Exhale, center. All right, let's release the fingers slowly. Now, I want you just to play a little piano, roll the wrist around a little bit because we're going to do it again. All right, so roll the shoulders a little more if you need to. Release any tension that you might feel anywhere. We're going to try it again. So again, if you prefer to have your hands in Namaste prayer pose, do it that way. Otherwise, reach out again. Now, left hand over the right. Lace the fingers together very loosely and roll them in. Rest the hands on your chest. Take your breath in. On the exhale, look up. So it's a little bit of a gentle back bend, but if you don't want to, bend your spine anyway, just keep it straight and look up to the ceiling. It doesn't matter. Try to relax your forearms, your wrist, and your hands. On the exhale, let's bow our head, round the shoulders, elbows on your lap if you can reach. One more breath. Exhale, come up very slowly. Release the hands, just take them a little bit away from your chest. Take a breath. On the exhale, bring your hands to the left and look to the right. They're not going very far, you're just moving them a little bit. One more breath. Exhale, hands to center. Big breath, exhale. Turn your head slightly to the left as you bring the arms to the right. One more breath. Exhale, center. All right, let's release those fingers now, slowly. Now, and roll the wrists around, play a little piano. All right, now let's bring the arms down. We're going to stretch them out a little bit more. So bring the arms all the way down. So make sure that you're sitting tall, always being aware of your posture, which I will always remind you about. Now, let's release the forearms, hands, and fingers a little bit more. So keep the fingers open. All I want you to do is bend at the wrist and just slightly turn out to the baby finger. Try to relax the shoulders. Focus on exactly what you're doing. Breathe. Close your eyes. If that helps you relax, close your eyes. If you prefer to have them open, of course, just find yourself a little focal point and stare at it, and it'll help you. And exhale. Now, palms to ceiling. You can bend the elbows a bit. Right fingertips onto the tip of the left ones and just push back gently. Really getting that beautiful stretch into the hand, the wrist, flexor muscles. Now let's try the other side on the exhale. Let's do this one here, gently. Now you don't have to go far. Again, you're moving slowly and carefully and gently. You don't have to force your body. You're getting a stretch. It doesn't matter how far or how little you move. You're still getting a beautiful stretch. Release. Now bring the hands out. Let's work those fingers. So what we're going to do today, let me show you first, is all I want you to do is you're just going to fold, like close your hands into a very loose fist. And then you're going to slowly open them up. When you do this, I want you to go super slow motion. And you think about it, it's not very often you move your hands slowly. So this is really, really paying attention to every finger, every joint. Releasing, lubricating those little joints. And even if you have issues with your hands, it's so important to move them carefully again. And if it's a little uncomfortable, just stop whenever you want. Don't be shy. Ready? Inhale. And on the exhale, just start closing them. Very slowly. Focus on exactly the part of the body you're working with right now. The rest of your body's nice and relaxed. A loose fist, and then let's open them up. Very slowly, just kind of back up a bit. Really, really giving your fingers and hands a little love. All right. Now, once you open them up, very carefully stretch them out. Visualize you've got strings pulling your fingers up to the ceiling. Get that beautiful stretch into the fingers, into the palm of the hand. From here, relax the hands, let them hang. Roll the wrist around. Play a little piano. Loosen the finger very slowly. Roll them around. Perfect. And then now we're going to shake it out. Shake those hands out. Release those hands. All right, perfect. All right, hands on the lap. Roll the shoulders out. Roll them out. All right. Inhale, arms up, shoulder height. Exhale all the way. Lace the fingers together, palms up. With a straight spine. On the exhale, I want you to reach up to the ceiling. Just reach as hard or as high as you can go that's comfortable. Keeping your back straight. Breathe. These are called high altar arms. One more breath. On the next exhale, keep your fingers and hands where they are. Bring them forward, shoulder height now. I'll bring it down so you can see what I'm doing here. And all I want you to do is I want you to reach from here now. So again, this is releasing the upper back, shoulders. Ready? Exhale. And you don't have to go far again. Some people have to go further in certain positions to feel a nice stretch. Some people don't have to. Everybody's a little different. Ready? One more breath. On the exhale, slowly release the hands, bring them down very slowly. Now we're going to focus on our chest. The last one we did was the upper back, shoulders. Now let's work the chest. So I want you just to put your fingertips on the edge of the chair, sitting nice and tall. And this is our seated fish pose. Take a breath. Exhale, shoulders up, bring them back, slide them down, and see if you can bring your shoulder blades together. Squeeze them together. You don't have to ram them together. Bring them together gently. And if you find that it feels good, go a little tighter if you can. Or loosen up if you have to. Now we're focusing on specifically the chest, the pectorals, the front of the deltoid of the shoulder, opening up the rib cage a little bit, and the heart center. When you release the tight chest, it really helps you with your breathing, of course, and your posture. Let's release from here. On the exhale, shoulders up, forward, bring them down. Now let's counterpose into our caterpillar. Rest your forearm on your lap. Your hands can just kind of rest over your knee. On the exhale, all I want you to do is bow your head and round your back, round your shoulders. Now you don't have to go far with this one. This is our little caterpillar. It's a very gentle stretch for your spine, your back, and your shoulders. One more breath. Exhale, come up very, very slowly. Very slowly. All right, lovely. And if you want, roll the shoulders out. The more you do it, the better they feel. Hopefully they're getting a little bit looser now. Okay, so what we're going to do now is let's work a little bit of our spine. Okay, so we're going to start with our cat and our cow. So again, working on flexibility, lengthening, releasing the spine, the upper back, and especially that lower back. So let me show you quickly, and then we'll see what we can do together. So again, making sure that you're sitting tall, ankle and knees are lined up, relax those legs. So let me show you this one here. I'll do a quick demo. My arms are going to come like this. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to inhale, I'm going to look up. And when I look up, I want you to bring your shoulder blades together a little bit. And then when you exhale, you're going to do the opposite. You're going to bow your head, round your back, arch your back, round the shoulders. You're going to visualize you're hugging a big ball. Then you're just going to keep going. All right, so I'd like to do 5 of them, cat and cow. So just do what you can. You don't have to exaggerate your movements, all right? So this again is releasing, lengthening the spine. So, ready? Inhale up, bring the shoulder blades together, open that chest. Breathe, inhale. Exhale as you bow the head. Round your back, hug your big ball, round the shoulders. Inhale. And exhale. Breath and motion, meditation motion, cat and cow. And let's do one more. Inhale out. Really lengthening that beautiful spine. And from here, when you finish your last position, hands on the lap, bring yourself up very, very slowly. Beautiful, cat and cow. All right, so let's work on our twist pose now. So I'm going to give you 2 positions for your legs, all right? So you can decide on what you want to do with your legs. So again, working the spine. So let me show you quickly. The left hand's going to come on my right knee, and on my right hand, I'm going to hold on just to kind of the side of the chair here. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to look over the right shoulder. All right, so again, if you have issues with your back or your spine, be very gentle and careful. You don't have to whip yourself around. You go very slowly. And if it feels good and you want to go further, I'll show you how to do that. If you need to back up, absolutely, or come right out of it. So that being said, this is one position. If you wanted to, just cross the right leg over the left knee. And you can do it that way if you want to. And just crossing the knees like this, crossing your legs, is a very gentle stretch for the right, all the way up into the thigh, into the hip and the glute as well. So whatever feels good for you, you can do it this way or this way. I'm going to do it this way. So left hand still on my right knee, right hand behind the back. Take a breath, or on the back of the chair, and look over the right shoulder. Try to relax your shoulders, relax your whole body. Focusing on releasing the spine, keeping it strong and balanced and supple. Flexible, one more breath. Release from here, exhale, slowly come back. Okay, so far so good, let's keep going. Now, we're gonna try the other side. So again, if you prefer just to do it this way, absolutely. If you wanted to cross here, make sure that you're comfortable in this position too. Don't do this position if it's not gonna feel good for you. Okay, so ready? To the left, exhale. Now maybe this is the side of your body that's a little tighter, that doesn't go very far. So you don't have to go very far. But if this is the side of your body that's maybe a little looser and you want to go a little further, if you push on your knee a little bit to the right, you'll get a deeper stretch. So you can always make those adjustments according to what you need, what you feel. And let's release from here. Exhale, slowly come out. And untangle those legs. Roll the shoulders out, roll them out. All right, so we're gonna get into our mountain pose now. So I want you to sit nice and tall again. Arms are hanging down. And let's just stay right here for 3 breaths. This is our mountain Tattasana. This is a resting neutral place. So anytime during the class, for any reason, you can come here and hang out as long as you want. But this is a nice opportunity for you to focus on the breath. This is a static position. We're not moving, we're just resting. So I really want you to feel that breath. Inhale completely. Feel your chest rise as you inhale. Always try and hold it for a couple of seconds and exhale completely. This is the breath. It's calming, it's soothing, it's balancing, and it's so cleansing. One more. Wonderful. All right, hands on the lap. Okay, so before we go any further, we're going to take a little rest into our child's pose. So now we're going to move a little bit. So what I need you to do is to kind of open up your legs a little bit. So I need you to kind of scooch up in your chair a bit, if you can. Now, open them up as wide as comfortable. All right, now when you're in this position here, make sure the ankle and knees are nice and lined up. And I always do a little test when I get in this position here. My hands are on my knees. I always kind of press down on my feet and just press down to make sure you're nice and anchored. And it doesn't matter if you have socks or even some people like to do this with shoes on, but it's nice to have either bare feet or socks. All right, so child's pose is a resting neutral and a very wonderful full body stretch. So let me show you 2 ways to do this one here. So again, make sure you're nice and comfortable, your sit bones are anchored. The full child's pose is all the way down here, is hanging out. Now, if you find that's going to make you dizzy, if you have vertigo or high low blood pressure, you might want to be careful with this one here. So I'm going to give you another place to go. If you prefer just to do it this way, just kind of hang out here. All right, so just see what you can do. Okay, this is a really nice stretch. So, ready? Big breath. And then decide where you want to go with this one here. And if you're hanging all the way down, let gravity pull everything down. Child's Pose Balasana, like I said, a resting place, a neutral place, and a wonderful full body stretch. So let's take this time to thank ourselves for being here today. For whatever reason brings you here on your chair. Maybe you just want to have a nice little stretch, maybe get a few kinks out. Maybe you just want to slow things down, turn your brain off for a while. Maybe decompress a little bit, maybe re-energize. Or maybe you're just curious to see what we're doing here. Doesn't matter. No thoughts, no cares, no worries, no anxieties, no demands here either. Just you. You in your chair. One more breath. On the next exhale, we're going to come back up very, very slowly. Just turn my page over here and come up very slowly. All right, reverse the blood flow. So very gentle and slow. All right, so from here, we are going to bring our legs together. All right, so you can sit back in your chair a little bit. I want you to make sure you have a good half of your thigh off the chair, all right, so that we can move a little bit. So again, here we are going to start with our ankles and our feet. So again, make sure you're nice and comfortable and anchored into your chair. Again, being aware of your posture, very important. So we're going to start with our ankles and our feet. So what I'd like you to do is get your feet off the floor. So make sure you wiggle around and nice and comfortable. Now to get the feet off the floor, you don't have to have them way up here. Just get them off the floor a little bit. So we're going to do here some nice ankle circles. So let me show you first. You're going to inhale around and exhale, pause. So I really want you to focus on articulating the ankles. So when you do this, try not to wiggle your leg. If your leg moves a little bit, don't worry about it, but not like this, not all over the place. You want to have some form of control. And that's where that breath comes in. The breath helps you control your movement so that you're not just, going willy-nilly with your movements, all right? So you want to step away from momentum. So bring the feet up. We're going to do 3 one direction, 3 the other. Do what you can. Hands on the lap. If you want to hold on to the chair, hang on to something, make sure you're anchored. Let's go. Inhale around. Now you're going to exhale. You're going to pause and go again. Round. Now, when you do 3 one way, go right away to the other direction. Now, you're going to be, focusing on the ankle and the feet and the toes, but also engaging lower leg muscles. You feel your calves maybe your shins. One more round. All right, perfect. And I want you to let your feet just land on the floor. Let them land right there. I want you to relax your legs, let them go. Come back to mountain. And I want you to think about how you feel right now. Maybe you feel a little calmer, a little more relaxed. I hope so. A little bit anyway. Now, bring your knees together. Let's get the feet off the floor a little bit. Now, we're going to play a little piano with our toes. Let's focus on our toes, even though with socks on, and play a little piano. Wiggle them around, wiggle them around. Work those little toes around the ankles. Now, you can go a little faster. Now, let's add the hands and the fingers around. You can go a little faster and just wiggle, play a little piano. Play piano with your toes. Lovely. Okay, and feet down. Now, I want you to walk them back. Now you're going to walk them back and again, adjust them so that they're right underneath your knees. Okay, we always want to be aware of our knees and making sure that we're aware of our alignment. Everything nice and lined up as best you can. So we're going to do some calf raises now. So we're going to still work on the lower part, the lower leg. So this is the calves. We're going to come up on the balls of the feet and come down 4 times. Sitting tall. Ready? Inhale. And down. And up. Breathe. Shoulders are completely relaxed. Again, up. Get a little fire in those nice strong calves, keeping the lower legs, ankles, feet nice and strong. And then that's it. Let it go. Just relax them, all right? So now what we're going to do is we're going to work some legs, okay? So now we're going to start working some bigger muscles, some quads, some knee as well, getting into some abdominals, hamstrings, glutes, pelvic floor muscles, and lower back. So all kinds of big muscles to help us move our heavy legs around. So let me show you this one here. So I'm going to be nice and comfy in my chair. We're going to start with one leg first. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to stretch it out. I'm going to going to bend it, and I'm going to tap my toe. So again, when you bring your knee up as high as comfortable, if you can't get your knee way up here, don't worry about it. Even if you just get it, even if you don't even get it off the chair and you just stretch it out, that's okay, all right? So if you're a little bit stronger and you want to challenge yourself and bring your leg up a little higher, you can do that if you want. Soon as you move your leg, you're going to feel it right in here, right into the nice big quads and working into the hip flexors as well. So again, you might want to hold on to something. You could hold on to your leg in the chair or hold on to the chair. Just brace yourself, okay? So that you're anchored and you're not going to be wiggling around. We're going to start with the right leg. I'd like to do it 4 times. Do what you can. If you do 1 or 2 and then you get pooped, you get tired, put your foot on the floor and just relax. Don't overdo it, okay? So, inhale up. Exhale, stretch it out as best you can. Inhale. And then tap, exhale. Follow the breath, inhale up, exhale. Inhale, tap, exhale. 2 more, up. Takes a lot of core strength, abdominal strength. 1 more time. Our legs are really heavy. It's a lot of power just to move the leg. And, perfect. Bring it down. Relax. Relax that leg. Let it go. Let's try this one here. So again, wiggle around. Make sure you're comfortable. Anchor yourself. Ready? See what this one does for you. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale. Tap. Paying attention to how you feel. You know, how everything, if you've got little injuries, if you're healing from an injury, things like that, be careful and gentle. You don't have to overdo it. I've injured my knee and it's still a little tender, so always being aware of that and just reducing your movement if you need to. 1 more, and out. And that's it, down. All right. Now, guess what? Now we have to do both legs. So this one's takes a little bit more power. So we're going to bring our legs together, knees together. So I need you to scooch up in your chair a little bit so that you can get your legs up. Now this one here, you might not be able to get your legs off the chair very high. Don't worry about that. The main thing is being able to stretch them out and bend them. So let me show you the position I'd like you to try and get into. So we're going to be leaning back just a little bit. It's a little bit easier this way if you lean back. My back is still straight. I'll probably looking up to the ceiling at this point. To lift your legs up, stretch them out, bend, and tap. All right? So if you try and do it with a straight spine, it's really tough. All right? So lean back just a little bit. And when you're leaning back like this, you're really working on abdominals, obliques, and the muscles in your back just to keep you in this position. So shall we try it together? Hold on to the chair. I'm going to hang on to my chair. Get the feet off the floor. Ready? Inhale. Just stretch them out. Don't worry about getting them off the chair. And bend. Tap your toe if you want. Keep going. Inhale out. And out. Inhale. Now the next time we bring them out, we're going to stay. Stay. Breathe. 1 more. And down. Feet on the floor. Straighten your spine. All right, lovely. You can sit back just a little bit. And hands on the lap. Try to relax your legs. Make sure they're anchored. Your ankles and knees are lined up. Roll the shoulders up. Roll them out. All right. So the next one we're going to do is called the butt lift, all right? So this one is specifically for your buttocks, your glutes, all right? So this is gonna actually work the pelvic floor as well and your lower back, but focusing on our buttocks. So what we're gonna do here is I'm sitting back, I still have a good half of my thigh off the chair. So what I'm gonna be doing is you can have your hands on your lap or you can hold on to the edge of the chair. Is you're going to be inhaling, you're going to squeeze your glutes together. And when you do that, you just kind of, squeeze your buttocks as tight as you can. And when you do that, I want you to squeeze your pelvic floor area as well. All right? So you're going to squeeze everything as tight as you can. And then when you exhale, you're going to let it go. I'd like to do it 5 times, all right? So squeeze as tight as you can and then release it, all right? Very, very good exercise, very good move for that whole lower part of your body. So, ready? Inhale, squeeze your glutes, squeeze your pelvic floor. Exhale, relax it. Keep going. Inhale, squeeze. And exhale. Working the glutes and the pelvic floor area is very important. Keep going for men and women. Very important to keep that part of our body nice and tight, strong. And again, squeeze, inhale. And then exhale, release. And that's it. That's that easy. All right, roll the shoulders out. All right, perfect. So now we're gonna work a little bit of hips. All right, so let me show you this one here. We're gonna scooch up in the chair just a little bit. So let me quickly give you a little demo. All right, so again, this is gonna be working the inner thigh, like the quads, the hamstrings, pelvic floor muscles again, the glutes, but focusing on the muscles around the hip. So what we're gonna try and do, so let me give you a quick demo. I'm gonna lift my foot off the floor. I'm gonna inhale, open, and exhale, close. That's it, all right? So when you open, go as far as comfortable. If you have issues with your hip or your thighs or anything like that, you don't have to whip your leg out too far. Just go a little bit. We're gonna do it 5 times. So when you start moving, you're gonna know where you need to be. Stay there. Find your edge, don't overdo it. If you find that once you start moving, it feels pretty good and you're getting a little looser, then you can go a little further if you want. But remember, listen to that hip and listen to your body. And if it's really not good, come right out of it, all right? So I'm gonna hang on to my leg and maybe the chair a little bit. Get the foot off the floor. I'm doing the right one first. Now just try and get your leg a little bit off the chair if you can. Ready? Inhale, open. Minus the cracking of my chair. Close. Make sure that you don't move your body, just the knee comes out, the leg. Get that beautiful stretch right in here, the inner thigh. Keep going, inhale, open. We're gonna do it one more after this. And one more, open. And that's it, close. Foot on the floor. Relax that hip and that leg. Shall we try this one here? Now, paying attention to the hip, maybe this is the hip that gives you a bit of grief, and a lot of people have issues with their hips. So try it, and you know what? Work with what you can do, and don't worry about what you can't do. It's what you can do that matters. Let's go, inhale. And exhale. Concentrate, focus on what you're doing. Two more. And if you're still with me, let's do one more. Perfect. Lovely. And down. And that's it. And relax. Roll the shoulders out. Roll out. All right. So from here, let's do one more. So we're going to sit down. Sit back. I should say we're already sitting down. So sit back a little bit. So you're nice and anchored to the, your whole sit bones are nice and anchored. You're sitting nice and tall. We're going to do just a gentle side bend. Okay, so what I'd like you to do is just let your left arm, just let it hang. So let me show you this one there first. We're going to inhale up, and I'm just going to lean. A nice little lateral stretch. So when you do this, arm comes up to the ceiling. Try to be aware that it's lined up with the side of your body. You're not all twisted and crooked, all right? If you find that you can't straighten it anyway, don't worry about it. But I just want you to be aware of how your body is. So don't, torque your body or force it to go somewhere where it doesn't want to go. Now, when you come up here, all I want you to do is lean a little bit. If you want to go deeper, you can bring the arm. If you want to go a little further, it's up to you. But make sure that you don't come off the chair. Make sure you're nice and anchored to the chair. So, sitting tall, let the left arm, just let it hang. Reach out with the right arm. Let's do a lateral stretch. Ready? Inhale up. And exhale. If you're leaning to the left, make sure that, again, you don't come off the chair. Because if you come off the chair, you're way too far. Beautiful stretch, a lateral flexion of the spine, but beautiful Fingertips right down to that hip. Lengthening the right side of your body. One more breath. Exhale, come down, come up slowly. Gentle, always. Right arm down, inhale, left one up. And lean. Breathe. Smile while you're breathing. Think about feeling calm and relaxed and peaceful. Come down. All right, beautiful. Back to mountain. Roll the shoulders out, roll them out. Okay, let's go back to child's pose now. Let's take a little rest. So I want you to scooch up to your chair and open up those legs as wide as you can. Now again, it doesn't matter how far, just go as wherever you can that you can manage comfortably. Again, I've got a little bit of the chair here, I'm wiggling around, I'm nice and anchored. Ankle and knees are lined up, I'm doing my little test. I'm kind of pressing down on my feet, leaning forward, so I know that I'm nice and anchored. I'm not going anywhere. Because if you're comfortable, you're confident. If you're uncomfortable, nothing really works. First of all, you lose track of your breath and everything else goes kind of sideways, so you want to be comfortable. So back to child's pose. Now again, just back to this position. Whenever you sit in this position, you're getting a nice gentle stretch for the inner thighs, the pelvic floor, groin, the glutes, and you're opening up your hips, just sitting like this without even moving. So it doesn't take a lot to stretch, as long as you do it. So back to child's pose again. If you can come down here. And again, if this is really not going to feel good for you, just come here and hang out. So let's prepare for child's pose. Ready? Big breath. And exhale. And just let it go. Let gravity pull everything down. Let it all hang out. Let it go. Release. We'll stay here for just a few breaths to absorb the benefit of our practice so far. And while we're here, let's recognize and release the tension that we hold in our face. So I want you just to really squeeze your face, scrunch it up, hold it as tight as you can. Let it go. Relax your facial muscles. Push the tension out of your face, through your body, right out your feet. One more breath. On the next exhale, I'd like you to bring yourself up very, very slowly. Reversing the blood flow so you don't get dizzy. Come up. Put your hands on your knees if you want. Come up slowly. All right. Let's get those legs together. Now, I'd like you to sit back all the way. And let's prepare for our closing Savasana, meditation, relaxation, reflection time. However you choose to bring this into your practice today. Resting comfortably in your chair. Now you can finally sit back in your chair. Sit back, and I want you to find a place in your chair where you can just relax. Relax your legs, your arms, it doesn't matter. Just as long as you don't slide off your chair. And I hope you feel that way. All right, so now I want you just to relax. You don't have to move anymore. No more moving. But I want you to really focus on the breath. Now that you're resting, feel that breath. And if you find that you've lost track of your breath, get that breath going again. Inhale completely. Hold it for a couple of seconds and then exhale. I want you to feel your chest rise as you inhale and sink as you exhale. So close your eyes, keep breathing, and let's take a minute to thank ourselves for our practice today by bringing our attention to the heaviness of our physical body and the peacefulness of our mind and soul. Return into a moment and be. When you feel that you've lost touch with yourself as a whole, use your breath to bring you back to the path of inspiration, to just being. Experience the same path that offers you opportunities to practice patience. Bow to every part of you, even your shadow side. Find the perfect balance between controlling your breath and your thoughts and letting your breath and your thoughts guide you. Meditation is a treat you offer yourself. It's a checkup to see how you are doing and going within and feeling on what is going on. Your inspirational thoughts are also your spiritual friends. Practice patience, practice identifying the difference between your mind-created thoughts and your inspirations. And remember that meditation isn't about controlling your thoughts. It's about not letting them control you. Let's offer ourselves one moment in time to ensure we are living in line with our truths. And let's embrace the silence in the room and in our minds. Let's find that place within ourselves that speaks to us, where the stillness holds the proper questions and all of our answers, our truth and our identity. Sat Nam. Let your mind, your body, and your soul absorb the vibrations of the bells, bringing your own energies to its appropriate frequency. Slowly bring yourself back into the room, back into your space. Wiggle your fingers and toes if you'd like to bring life back to your body. And when you're ready, I'd like you to bring yourself to a nice straight seated position again. So again, always being aware of your posture, very important. And let's bring our hands together, love, rub them vigorously, activate our hand chakra, hands onto your heart center, close your eyes. And let's take a nice long smooth breath together to tune in. Inhale. One more big breath. Shanti, Shanti, peace, peace. May love and light be with you always. Namaste. All right, wonderful. Yay, we're done. Okay, thank you so much. That was lovely. And you know what? Gotta love our chair yoga. I sure do. Thank you so much for joining me. And again, my name is Susan. And so have a wonderful day. It's almost the end of July now, so we're getting there. Back to class pretty soon. Well, beginning of February, or September, I should say. I'll be okay. And so go outside, get some fresh air, get some sun on your face, and find something that makes you happy. Go out and play, all right? Make sure you wear lots of sunscreen, though. So again, thank you for joining me, and take care of yourself, and we'll see you soon.